Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. It's been a couple of weeks. Been very busy. As I told you before, struggling with the old calf strain, so I've been doing physio twice a week on that. But I'm getting there now. I'm out my boot. I'm walking around. I'm doing my exercises and stretches, and life has taught me not to behave like I'm 18 when I'm 40. Well, I'm 43, but I'm 44 tomorrow. Other than that, City been doing the thing in the World Club Cup. Obviously, we've had a couple of games since the last stream. I didn't want to do a stream after every game. You know what I mean? The last game against Al Ain, it was a bit of a walk in the park. It was more about last night's game, Juventus. We went into the game tied. We needed really to win to go on the opposite side of the group, get a favourable draw. And we've done the business, people. Manchester City 5, Juventus 2. I thought it was a good game of football. I thought we've seen the new look Manchester City. I thought it was a breath of fresh air. Last season in games, we played Juventus in the Champions League and we got beat. It was embarrassing. But last season, it was very laboured, very slow. The build-up was predictable. Teams were getting men behind the ball. And we were finding it very difficult to unlock the door. With this setup and this team now, you literally don't know where the goals are going to come from. You've got Nunes on the right-hand side overlapping. You've got Ait Nouri on the left-hand side overlapping. You've got Jeremy Doku on the left. You've got Savio on the left. We had Marmoush across the middle. The midfield, Bernardo, Rodri, Reijnders was exceptional. You've got energy in there. You've got work rate. You've got players that want to go forward instead of sideways and backwards. That is the big key. I thought Reijnders last night was brilliant in the midfield. I thought his vision and his the way he glided around the pitch, kept the ball moving, one-touch football, him and Rodri. I feel like that's going to be a real partnership. And Rodri, you know what I mean? He's a massive part of Manchester City Football Club and what we do. And you only have to watch the games now. It's totally different. We're all City fans. We've all watched Man City last season. And it was a struggle at times. And that's not us being entitled or spoiled. From what we used to the previous 4 seasons to what we watched last season was difficult to watch at times. But Rodri just coming in there, he just frees it up. You know what I mean? The game the other day against Al Ain, you've seen that Phil Foden looked like he had a new lease of life. He's got a smile on his face. But also, when Phil's getting in them pockets, people are finding him now. The link up with Cherky in the previous game, beautiful to see. Ait Nouri again, beautiful to see. One-touch football, little tricks, turns, getting pressured in tight spaces, rolling out of it. It was good to see. And the last game against Al Ain, we've seen Erling Haaland getting involved, not being as selfish. It wasn't all about Earl. There was players in and around him in the box. If the ball come to him last season, he's basically Haaland has got to turn, swivel, shoot, get the shot off because there's no one around him. Now, if the ball comes to him and it's not quite on, you've got a Cherky, you've got a Reijnders, you've got a Doku in and around the box wanting the ball, you can lay it off, as we've seen. So what I said last season about Rodri and link-ups and certain players playing better with certain players in the team, you've seen it last night. Juventus came there. They knew what they had to do. They couldn't lay a glove on us. You know what I mean? They couldn't lay a glove on us. Jeremy Doku, Savino, I think this is their standout seasons. I think the pair of them have got to show Pep and the rest of us that there's got to be an end product. You know what I mean? These games last season, Pep just decided he wasn't playing them. Now, for 2 players of that ilk, they should be in the starting 11 for me. They're dangerous, And last night, I mean, Jeremy's first goal, a great ball by Nouri. He cuts inside and he shoots low, hard, great goal. You know what I mean? Last season, that had gone 60 foot into the south stand because he was all a little bit hurried and rushed. You know what I mean? But I feel like the tempo they set last night, City, was very good. 728 passes or something, 93% pass ratio. we were keeping the ball good, and it was very, very refreshing to watch. I know Edison made a mistake, let Juventus back in the game, but we carried on and carried on. They scored an unfortunate own goal, Kalulu. Foden with a goal as well. Savio, great work. I think Haaland was involved in that one. We had the Savio strike, which was unbelievable on his weak foot. Do you know what I mean? Off the bar. And all in all, sorry, I'm just getting messages here. And all in all, it was a great result. You know what I mean? Obviously, Erling Haaland's goal was a bit scrappy. It looked like he was going to miss that, so he was very fortunate. But overall, the performance levels were brilliant. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say it. I've said it on a few channels. It's the options we've got now. We look like we've got goals all over the park. We look more balanced with Nouri coming in on the left. I feel like the options he's got on the bench are unbelievable. You know, last night he started with Mamouche, who didn't have a bad game first half. I thought he was well. And then we've got Haaland coming on second half, who I thought did really well. So we've got this option now. We had it when Alvarez was there. Some games you could start Alvarez, give Haaland the rest, and you wouldn't be scared of a drop off. And I feel that's the same. I feel like Mamouche can start up front if we need to. Ryan Cherky again, impressed when he came on. He should have scored. Loves a nutmeg, loves a twist, loves a turn. Definitely going to be a crowd favourite. I think the Manchester City supporters are going to absolutely love him. I feel like he's got a little bit of arrogance about him, a little bit of flair. He's a bit of a maverick. And Manchester City supporters, we've had a few players over the years like that. And he's definitely going to be a fan's favourite. Definitely. Kusanov, players like that didn't get a game. Reyes, but they played the last game. We had an interesting chat the other night on the We Are the South Stand channel about Kusanov and Reyes and stuff. Where does he really fit in? You know, do you think Pep trusts Kusanov 100% to be coming in as backup to the centre halves, or you know, is he still finding his feet? I think that Reyes or Hayes, or however you pronounce it, I'm calling him Reyes because I'm Manc, and that's how I'm saying it. He's I think he's looked very, very good, steady, both-footed. With the way we're coming out from the back, giving the ball to Rodri, I think he's perfect for it. I feel like he's not really put a foot wrong. He had one mistake in the first game where, you know, the ball bounced awkward. But I feel like with Kusanov, I feel Pep's got this idea of him playing at right back. You know what I mean? I don't think he is a right back. He's obviously a centre back, but sometimes Kusanov does look a little bit panicky to me. You know, he did a couple of backward headers, which there's no one around him where he's panicking. Sometimes last minute with a pass here and there, he's a little bit, you know, erratic. But you know, he's obviously a good player. We've seen it last season; he played well. But I think Pep's now taking him out of the limelight a little bit, letting the razzmatazz calm down, and he's building him into the squad slowly. So anyone that's pushing for Kusanov to start, I don't think he's going to start. I think he's going to be in and around there, bit part player. You know, maybe early in the season, games against lesser opposition where he feels like we'll be okay, he might give him a game. But I know a lot of City fans were screaming for him to start, but I just feel like, especially with resurgence of Nunes, Mateus Nunes at right back, that I think Nunes is a better right back than him. I do, especially in this system now. So I'd be interested to know what you guys think. We also talked about the squad size. We know we've got a massive, massive squad. We know we've got to keep some of the older players, the experienced players, to be in and around the youngsters. You need experience. There's going to be times in the Premier League when we're going to be on our ass. Things aren't working for us. You know, maybe we're getting beat. Half time comes. You're going to need these players to come in there at half time, calm the youngsters down, tell them it's going to be okay, let them know what they're doing wrong, let them know what they're doing right, and get us up there. So I know people were calling for Gundogan to leave, but I feel his importance around the squad, you know, as a senior member, could be quite important. So I'd be very interested to see if Gundogan leaves. We've definitely got to cut some players. You know, Jack Grealish is going to go. Calvin Phillips is going to go. Leon have now been relegated to League Two. So I think Echeverri might have been on the radar for a loan there. But something's got to give. The players we've got at the back, Akanji, Diaz, Ake, Stones, Kuzanov, Reyes, Nunes, Guardio, Ait Nouri. There's a whole team of fucking left back. There's a whole team of full backs and centre backs there. So that needs to be trimmed down. But be very interested to see. Obviously, Kovacic is injured, so I don't think he can go anywhere. He'll definitely be staying. But it could be Ilkay Gundogan that makes the move. It could be him if he goes Galatasaray. We could see that happen. But I'd be very surprised. I'd just be very surprised. I think Pep will need them kind of leaders around the squad. John Stones has come out and said he'd love to stay. I think we all agree that if John Stones is fit, he's got to stay. It's just his injury record at the minute. The last few years, every time he seems to get a few games under his belt, he's out for 6 or 7 games. And where City need to be, title challenging, back up there with the elite, I just don't feel like that injury record can stand it. Another injury record, Nathan Ake, coming to City, been a legend, great part of what we've been doing. But is his time going to be limited? He used to get away with some games at left back. I feel like Ait Nouri and Gvardiol have got that side covered. Nico O'Reilly as well. Where's he going to play? So I think Pep's got an headache. I really do think Pep's got an headache. I think he's got a lot of key decisions to make. But it's a nice problem to have, you know what I mean? Last season, we had a problem where we didn't have enough bodies. And we were getting to January coasted and we needed to bring players in. We've not even mentioned Nico Gonzalez. Do you know what I mean? He's come in big money, but he's been unfortunate. Reijnders has come in now. Rodri's come back. Bernardo's now captain. So these players have got to fight for it. Rodri last night looked tired, 65 minutes. I thought it was just enough. He was done. But it was a great breath of fresh air for us. And like you say, as Man City fans, it's a relief. You've seen him go into challenges there. You're shitting yourself thinking, fucking hell, not Rodri, you know what I mean? And I think Pep's managed him well. He's ticking along. He's getting his minutes and he's working himself back into games. So, it was great to see Rodri. And like you say, said it early in the video, Phil Foden. Last season, we all know that Phil wasn't at his best. We know he didn't have the greatest season. He knows that himself. He seems to have put that behind him. He said he's hungry. He's probably got a lot of stick this year. And he's thought, you know what? I'm going to prove him wrong. So for me, a Phil Foden with a point to prove is a very, very dangerous player. And as you've seen in the last couple of games, he's enjoying his football. He's getting in the mix again. He looks like players are finding him where he wants to be found. And I think Phil Foden's going to have a very, very good season. I really, really do. I think he's going to have a really, really good season. So overall, Blues, it's not looking that bad. The World Club Cup could turn into a great tournament. We've got Al Hilal next. João Cancelo and the boys are going to come try and spoil the party. They are a good little team. They drew with Real Madrid. I watched the game. But the way we're playing at the minute, you'd fancy City to beat anyone. So we just got to keep going, keep the momentum going, keep the positive feelings going. The mood around the camp with the new coaches looks to be good. I've seen training videos. Kolo Touré looks like he's having the time of his life. And he's getting around with all the players. I've seen him going up to players after games, talking to them and stuff. Looks like he's getting involved. And Pep Lijnders, obviously he's Jurgen Klopp's right-hand man. He's come back out of the woodwork to come and work with the best manager in the world, Pep. And he looks like he's loving it. You know what I mean? And we got a new set-piece coach. So it was right. We all knew the team and the backroom staff and everything needed a freshen up. We've changed Chicky Bergenstein to Hugo Viana. We've changed the backroom staff. We've changed the first team. So there's been a big upheaval. And people outside saying, oh, is it too much change? Man City won't be the same team. Well, I think the structure around the club and the infrastructure doesn't allow too much upheaval. I think that the players, the backroom staff, Hugo Viana has got everything at his disposal. It's not like he's going to be wanting anything or any of them are. So I think it's going to be a smooth transition. I think as you've seen in this tournament, they're all together in a solid training camp. They're all bonding. They're all getting to know each other. That's the best way for me. You know what I mean? So I feel like after this tournament, Pep's going to give them, when other teams are back in training, ours are going to have a little bit of a break. That bothers me. I know they need a break, but that bothers me if they turn the engines off and they go and relax a little bit, whether they can get them engines on quick enough and get revved up. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's unfortunate that the way we are, but you know, we're going to take it. On a side note, the Big Six show, you know, I'm part of that. The South African special, the first part dropped last night. So if you want a bit of a funny watch, it's 40 minutes. It's the lads landing in South Africa, me, Saeed, Grizz, Matisse, Toby, and Turkish, all in Johannesburg. Give it a watch. It's on the Big Six channel on YouTube, and it's definitely worth 40 minutes to have a bit of a watch. Good laugh, and it's just revving up. So if you're not subscribed to the Big Six, go over there, support me. We do need Manchester City supporters in the chat, because it does get a little bit over complicated, but no, you know what it is. But other than that, people, this has just been a little quick thoughts on my on the game last night. I am trying to do more content. Please be patient. Please, please, please follow We Are the South Stand. You will see me on there with Daps. Daps is over there every morning doing a fantastic job, letting the people know about the Man City news, etc., etc. So go over there, follow him. But other than that, let me know what you think. You know, who was your standout player in these last 3 games? Is there someone that's caught your eye? Has the new system give you a new belief? I know a lot of City fans last night were gassed up, you know what I mean, saying, we're going to win the league and all that. I mean, we need to relax with that because it's only pre-season. But we are looking very, very good. The options are there. The new players are fitting in well. And the big one is Rodri is back. So for me, I'm quietly confident. You know what I mean? We've got to build up now to the beginning of the season, win this tournament, get the money in the bank, build up to the beginning of the season, and start this season hungry and fresh, like a team that's had the title stolen. Them Scousers were singing, hand it over Manchester. Well, I'm telling you something now. On the 27th of June, 2025, in May 2026, we will be singing hand it over, because that title is only on loan. Pep Guardiola knows it. Erling Haaland knows it. The whole team knows it. I know it. And you know it. So come on, City. Keep going. Hit the like button. Bring on Al Halal.